What's up, guys? This is Coach Grant with First Down Training, and today we're going to be breaking down some of KYLE TRASK's throwing mechanics. We're going to be talking about how to throw with some touch, how to throw with more velocity, and then we're going to be talking about how you guys should navigate in the pocket to avoid a rush. We're going to be looking at a conflict climb situation, okay? And guys, if you're a quarterback and you want to get better at reading coverages, you want access to videos just like this, but it's all about how to break down defenses, how to read coverages, what plays work against each specific coverages, and what you can do as a quarterback to be better prepared. Check out that very first link in the description that says how to read defenses. When you sign up, you'll get access to 200 plus already made videos plus 4 new videos every single week based on how to read defenses and how you can improve your football IQ. We're going to continue to do this for as long as absolutely possible, as long as people stay on the website. We already have about 300 active members on that site, so I hope we get you guys on that soon. Let's get started. So now, first things first, going to be looking at here is KYLE TRASK. We're just going to be breaking down his motion, right? So when he comes back here, I think a great part of his motion, we'll watch at full speed, is how his base and how quick he's able to get his front foot down, how efficient he's able to move in his base, and then how his hips are able to come through on this throw. And it's all connected, right? So you see when he's moving in the pocket, number one, he always stays in this wide base. So many quarterbacks work that like kick step, right, where the other quarterback coach work their wave drill where they point him back, they point him up, they point him side to side, right? But if you can focus on being more so like moving with both feet at the same time, like it's like a glide back there and you're already preloaded, it makes it that much easier because you see how quick of a trigger he has with his upper half. He doesn't load up the ball. It's just when the window to throw's there, he's activating that backstroke. He gets to that kind of opposite L angle and he's getting that front foot down. That's how efficient we got to be able to move back there. It can't be I move, then I load up, I bring this thing up by my ear, I sink down, and then I throw. That's not efficient. That's not how you play the quarterback position effectively, right? How you're able to play this position effectively is moving around in your base, trying to shuffle up, shuffle back, move to the side, but you're moving both feet at the same time. You're already loaded. This ball's ready to go 24/7 because when that window to throw is there, you get this ball out of your hands right now, and you don't have to load up and be late, and I could get this thing out early because as you get older and older, the game just continues to get faster and faster and faster. Okay, so now Trask does a great job. He's got such a great timing of his front stride. His front foot's down super quick, and you don't see a whole lot of I would say rotation with his upper half like you see with most quarterbacks, but the reason why this is able to work is because of how quick he's able to get his front foot down, right? That's the timing of his motion, right? That's the same reason everybody's motion is just a little bit different, right? So when he takes his ball back, that front shoulder closes, he gets to that opposite equal position, right? So he's in this L, his arms are equal but opposite, right? And so now when he gets that front foot down and his front shoulder's closed, he's not swinging this way open. It's his hip drive that brings him up to that 90. You see how his hips are shooting through and he's getting that back knee to come through. He's locking out a little bit with his legs because he's throwing with some touch. He's trying to drop this thing in the bucket. But you see how his hip is able to come through before the football. That's the entire goal that we're trying to get to because that's how you get in a more efficient position and have some more velocity on this throw, more torque on this ball, and be a more efficient passer, right? But now while you're combining that hip drive and while you're combining that back leg coming through, your front hand can't swing way open. You can't swing your front side. You can't swing your shoulder and your elbow down. You got to be able to stay square with your shoulders and stay square with your hips. That's the goal because then when you're here, you could have that nice snappiness to the motion. You could have that twitch or that whip that everybody likes to talk about because it's your hips that are making this throw. Your front foot's down quick, and you can snap that wrist at the top, right? Because everything's got to be clean right here, right? Your hips got to be coming through. Your legs you got to be in a good strong base. You got to have a quick front stride. You got to have the correct sequence when your front foot comes down, your front shoulder's back, and you're in that opposite L angle. Your hips bring your arms up to that 90-degree angle, and then it's like you're at dinner. Your body pays for the tab, and your arms just tipping the waitress, right? So you're flicking that wrist. That's where my accuracy comes from if everything stays consistent, if my head stays level, if my shoulders stay level, if your hips stay square and you're not bailing out this way, it's wherever you're going to flick that wrist, and we're going to be a lot more consistent when I throw this ball. And you see it's a great ball over the top by Trask. Let's watch this thing again full speed one more time. So again, moving in the pocket efficiently, make sure that I have a good timing with my front strike and my shoulders. Everybody's is a little bit different, and deliver that strike downfield. Now we're going to be talking about him just throwing straight off the get here, off 3 steps, sees this man coverage opportunity on the outside, and he's just throwing off this 3-step drop. So a little poke fake here, 1, 2, 3, out. And now you see when he hits that 3rd step in this drop, this is what a lot of quarterbacks don't understand, that when you hit that 3rd step, you got to be so dang balanced. You want your base to be about 60% on the back leg, 40% on the front leg, right? And everybody loves to talk about this dude's stats and, you know, how consistent he is. And I'm not exactly sure on the stats. I'm not a big stats guy. I don't pay attention that much to that. I just appreciate, good football and just his mechanics and just all that kind of stuff. But everybody loves to talk about how efficient the guy is. And you look at his base and you look at the base that you see from a lot of NFL quarterbacks who are pocket passers, right? Because this guy's a pocket passer. I'm assuming he's pretty decently mobile. Haven't seen a whole ton of film on him. But you see how strong his base is in this pocket. That's where my efficiency comes from, right? When quarterbacks start having a weak base, narrow base, their feet get super close together, they stand super tall, they're not able to generate force, they're not able to generate power, their hips aren't able to drive through the throw, and they're not going to be an accurate passer, right? Because it starts below the waist. The upper half, the upper half's great, but here's the thing. You can have a flawed upper half, but a perfect base and still be accurate, right? But you can't have a flawed base with perfect upper half mechanics and be accurate. It all starts from the ground up, right? So that's when you're a younger quarterback, because I know a lot of younger quarterbacks, maybe you're either thinking about playing the position, maybe you're playing the position and you're below like maybe I would say the 7th grade level. You should be focusing on obviously throwing mechanics. Arm strength shouldn't be a big focus for you. It should be building good habits, building a good base. Can't tell you how many kids have a poor base. It's just, that's one of the hard, it's easy to fix, takes reps, but it's just so many kids come in with such a poor base and that throws off their whole mechanics. So big thing about this base, 60% on the back leg, 40% on the front leg. So when you hit that third step, I'm in a strong position. You got a vertical posture from the waist up, so you could be able to get that front foot down efficiently. You see how when he hits that third step, it's almost like he doesn't even take a stride with the front leg, because again, his front foot's down. He's in this opposite equal position with his upper half, and now what's going to bring him through? His hip drive is what's going to bring him through. And when you're throwing with touch, you want to make sure that you snap that wrist up at the top. His hip is coming through before the ball, and then we're able to make this throw, even with some pressure going in front of me, right? These uncomfortable throws where you might have to fall out of there, you might have to move your front leg so you don't get hit, or you might have to bail out a little bit, you're off platform. Those uncomfortable throws, those are made by having clean mechanics, right? Having that clean front stride. It's the same sequence. Your front stride goes down as your shoulders go back, your hips rip you through, even if you're bailing out of the throw this way, even if you have to turn so you avoid a hit. But it's that split second release point that needs to be consistent. And then if we're square and we're disciplined with my upper half, I'm not swinging everything way out. We're out at release point to where my arm leaves my frame, I can be a more accurate passer. Let's watch this thing again full speed one more time. So just 3 steps, make sure my base is balanced at the top, and I just let this thing drop in. That's a great ball right there by Trask. Okay, so now we're going to be talking about this thing. It's called the conflict climb. If you follow my social media, if you've been at least following it for a little while, you know I love this movement. This is something that I work anytime I have a training session with my quarterbacks, this is something that I work because this is something that happens so often. And it's such a mistake that quarterbacks make, right? So conflict climb. You see this tackle getting beat to the outside right here, right? So what happens here is a lot of quarterbacks love to shuffle up in the pocket. So what they'll do is they'll shuffle up and they'll swing the ball, right? They'll slide with their feet and they'll swing the ball like forward, and they don't protect the ball with their right shoulder. You want to step through with your right leg. So when he's coming here, number one fumble back there as a quarterback is one too many, right? If I fumble, that is one too many fumbles. I should always protect the ball. The only time a turnover is, well, I don't even want to say acceptable because it's not really acceptable, but the only turnovers we should make are interceptions, because interceptions happen. That's just part of playing the position. Obviously, we don't want to throw a pick, but we should never fumble the ball. If I'm getting blindsided, that's another different story, but if I can see this pressure coming, I should be able to escape out of there. So what he does is you want to put yourself, you see how he's getting pressure, his eyes remain downfield. It's all a feel back here. It's like a sixth sense. Something I work with my quarterbacks is I'll have them close their eyes and I'll tap them on a shoulder. I'll tap them in the stomach or in the back and have them move, because it works on, their pocket awareness and not having to look at that rush and see the rush. So he feels that rush, but what does he do? He steps through. You want to step through with your back leg instead of sliding through, because now he puts himself between the defender and the ball. That's how we protect this ball, because even if he does get a hold of me, at least it's just a sack. It's not a strip sack. But if I stay like this and I stay open and I shuffle up and I slide and try to swing the ball, he could still get a strip sack. This position gets stronger, faster, quicker every single year, and bigger every single year. So we got to make sure that I'm able to step through right here, protect the ball. And now what's the first thing he does? He gets out of there. His eyes are downfield. He's trying to navigate. The whole time, his eyes do not drop. So many quarterbacks, when they're getting pressure down here, their eyes drop, and then they have to look back up, and then they just take off and run, right? I conflict. My eyes stay downfield the entire time. So that's when you're working drill work and you're working these situations. You try to make it as hard on yourself as possible. Don't drop those eyes. It's all based off of feel. It's all based off of not looking at the rush and being able to step through without looking at these guys coming at you. Keeping my eyes downfield, scanning the field for my receivers. Now this throw, probably not a throw I would have made. But again, this is a great ball. Give my guy a chance. Double coverage. It's very risky. But, hey, sometimes you just got to make a play. Sometimes it's better to be lucky than good. And mean, this is a great shot. This is a great shot right here, giving your guy a chance. I mean, if you like the matchup and you put this ball on that your guy can get it, that's how we're going to make a play. I'm not going to pretend like this is something that we can teach right here, because this is honestly a lot of luck and just being able to trust your guys and give them a chance. That's really what it comes down to. But the pocket movement that allowed him to get into that situation, that is something that we could teach, because as long as we can buy time, right? If I buy time back there, that's the name of the game. A quarterback in this day and age cannot play if they're not able to extend the play. They're not able to buy time. They're not able to create opportunities for their guys downfield. That's what we got to be able to do. My pocket movement, protecting the ball, being able to escape, keeping my eyes downfield. You like a matchup? Let's take a shot. Okay, let's watch this thing again, full speed one more time. So great job by Trask here. Conflict climb. That's what they call this. Conflict climb. Put yourself between the defender and the ball. You watch any elite passer in the league. Tom Brady, Patrick Mahomes, Josh Allen, Sam Darnold. Say what you want about the guy, but he does do a lot of conflict climbs, okay? But the thing is that you watch a lot of these guys. Mayfield's another great guy who does this a lot, right? And they protect the ball back there where they step through. I think the two best to watch would probably be Josh Allen and Tom Brady. Those are probably the two that, for all the people who are just like, oh, those guys aren't good, those are probably the two best guys to watch then if you're going to watch those guys. But when you got to think about it, all 32 NFL quarterbacks can freaking sling the rock. It's just a matter of preparation, team, a lot of different factors play into it, but they would all be the very best players on their college team, and they'd be some of the best in college because they're an NFL starter, okay? So you guys got to understand how talented it is to play at that level, and the pocket movement that those guys do, that's how you move efficiently, and you see a lot of that from KYLE Trask, okay? So I hope this video gave you guys some value and just kind of some insights on mechanics, how to move in the pocket, how to throw this ball just a little bit better. And if you guys want to get better reading coverages, again, 200 plus videos, 4 new videos every week. By the end of the year, it should be close to 500, 300 for sure videos. We started this about a year ago. So, definitely 200 plus videos already on there, 4 consistently every single week. By the end of next year, hopefully it'll be 400, hopefully close to 500. And, if you keep up with it every week, you're for sure going to get better football IQ. So very first link in the description, check it out. And if you guys have any questions, leave those in the comments. I'll get back to you as soon as possible. I'll see you guys next time.